Hello? Haha, there we are. Helps when you have stuff plugged in, everybody. Pro tip, pro streaming tip. Gotta have the mic plugged in. Alright, hello all, good morning, etc. I'm throwing out stream announcements, and then we'll get going. I keep saying that I don't know that I'm going to stream that much, and then here I am streaming more. Although we're back to Agricola this morning, we'll see if that pulls in more people. My 7 wonders and 5 tribes streaming forays were mostly me talking to myself, which, fair enough. I always say that I don't stream for viewers, and that is partly true. I'm mostly doing it because I enjoy it, but I will also admit streaming to pretty much nobody does lose a little bit of the allure. Having a little bit of conversation is quite nice. I'm not really dedicated enough to stream exactly what others want, but anyhow, I'm blabbing as usual. It's good. Here I chastise somebody in the forum for not knowing the rules. But this always annoys me. These players that submit bug reports and they submit forums like being like, "Hey, your implementation has a bug. Please go update this bug report." It's like, if you read the rules, you're wrong. Like, I feel like before you submit a bug report, I feel like you should read the rule book and find the appropriate passage that says somebody's wrong, and then, oh wait, you would maybe realize. But anyhow, that's what I said. We've all made the mistake. I don't want to get too uppity about it, but I don't know. It happens on the BGG forums all the time too, and it drives me a little nuts. It's totally fair to ask a rules question, be like, "Hey, here's what I'm quoting in the rules. Here's what I don't understand." Cool. But when you just like come in and are like, blah blah blah, stuff is wrong, and it's like, okay, but here's a rulebook passage that's just just look it up in the rules. Anyhow, I'm probably better at reading some of that too than I thought, so whatever. This is a player complaining in Agricola world. What other forum excitement do we have here? Wish there was a classic layout. I do kind of agree with these people actually that I do play Orleans on BJ, but it's kind of annoying having this view where you kind of have to constantly tab instead of it being what it would look like physical. But I also understand that so many people play on their phones that you kind of have to. But as a man who doesn't play BJ on his phone hardly at all, does play on a giant monitor, I like everything next to each other. But what else do we have to blab about? Not a heck of a lot. I've been in a mood to play slightly more complicated games again for a while. I went to a meetup last night and got to play Noosefjord and Beyond the Sun, which that was nice. Yeah. But yeah, what else is up? Not a lot. I thought we were gonna get an Agricola game fast, which is why I started the stream, and now here we are. Queuing longer. Let's see what simple tables exist. Just an additional spaces game that I don't want to play. Yeah, I've been been tempted to play some more Great Western or other stuff too, but let's just jump back in the arena queue, assume that we'll get something soon enough. Go look at Zach's game. Oh, or we could just join the queue and instantly have it fire this time. Sweet. Sweet. Alright, game time. Good old arena settings, Agricola. Should be a good time. Alright. Hello! Welcome. Welcome. Hello, Esoteric. Alright, we have a game. We're third seat. I see a brewery pond already, but I'm just looking at reps. Oof, rep is not good. Have multiple quits at Agricola, tons of timeouts. Not cool. Quit at the end of the game, 92 minutes. Quit at 44 minutes. Very annoying. So this game very well may not finish. They play a lot and are not particularly good. Wonderful. Oh, hey, another quitter. Although hasn't quit Agricola much, but has quit Agricola some. They play a lot and are also not particularly good. So that's Simone. They quit. Okay, they just didn't know the queue pop in. That's less annoying. And then Aaron has good rep, plays quite a bit, and is very good. So, okay, cool. So the other good players are right after me. The weak players are in front of me. We are offered a brewery pond. Brewery pond is pretty good. We see a conjurer that is not a brewery pond card. Yeah, I mean, we just gotta take a brewery pond, right? Brewery pond, dumb good. Master Huntsman is reasonably good, but it's a bit less good with brewery pond. Prophet is reasonable, just being able to reno fences and Ock. But we need Ox that are worth playing early to go with the brewery pond. Barrow Pusher is acceptable in that regard, so that's what I think I take. And then stuff like Threshing Board, Hutch on the Wheels, kind of cool. We're not going to get particularly good stuff back. There's not a lot of good things here, to be honest. Okay, what do we got here? Wow, another load of not much, to be honest. Pellet Press can occasionally be cool, but it doesn't really seem like a thing this game. Beer Tap, not that good. Trident's okay. Shifting Cultivator's kind of cool. Shifting Cultivator's kind of cool. Furniture Maker's an acceptable way to generate some more wood. Maybe it's just like Furniture Maker Trident. Furrows is actually not crazy either. Being able to sow a grain field with furrows as a minor improvement action, actually this is pretty good. But I don't know if it's as good as just Trident Food, enabling us to do stuff, but not particularly good cards thus far. This is looking like a slightly weak draft, but there's still 2 more packs that can change things up. But the card quality is not very good. Yeah, card quality not very good thus far. Except Brewery Pond, obviously. Brewery Pond's very good. Could Shifting Cultivator work? It's possible. I don't like taking Shifting Cultivator second here. Shifting Cultivator needs a lot of food, and like maybe we get a lot of food, but it's deeply unclear we have that much food. Now, Furniture Maker also is kind of asking us to have a decent amount of food and want to play Ox, which is any of that obviously clear? No. So Shifting Cultivator is a reasonable enough pick. Shifting Cultivator does combo with Barrow Pusher. That's what I was reading, but Barrow Pusher says for each field tile I get. It's not specifically tied to a space. So Shifting Cultivator with Barrow Pusher means each field tile is pay 2 food for a field tile to clay, which is kind of a cool combo, but I still don't love that. I don't feel great about it, so I chose not to go with it. Wow, this is a weak draft in terms of the Ox. Like, these Ox are not good. Loudmouth is bad, Tree Inspector bad, Mummy's Boy pretty bad, Breeder Buyer pretty bad, Sheepkeeper's okay, Sheep Whisperer's rarely playable. Miners, on the other hand, New Purchase is solid, Half Timbered's pretty solid, Reed Pond is solid, Special Food is solid. Like, this is a good miner pack, but the furniture is slightly more speculative, but the upside's way higher. I would I would argue that furniture is less speculative than shifting cultivator, to be honest. Shifting cultivator is a lot of food. You're like paying an extra family member. Like, do you have that much food generation? Like, deeply unclear. Furniture maker though, furniture maker. There, I kind of like this reed pod with furniture maker, but God, special food is also like no nonsense bonus points. Although I don't know what I have pastures. This might be take sheepkeeper, hoping that we can hit sheepkeeper as a bonus point source. Gosh, these ox are bad. These are just bad ox. I'll take sheepkeeper. It's also disappointing that we're finding no combos for our brewery pond. Would have loved some fishing cards, but hard porcelain to play majors. Hope you wheel housemaster. Wow, yeah, that is not the play for the record. It's never a play for me, at least. The half-timbered house is somewhat of an interesting choice here, but I think just special food. Special food is like almost certainly 2 bonus points at the worst, and it's just having no animal on my farm feels relatively easy to do for our game plan. So this is probably like start player special food late and get 2 points. We're going to get some playable minor back out of that pack because there's just so many good ones. All right. Here are the ox that actually say words. Site manager, party organizer, and Carter all say words. Baseboards has words on it. Sundial also might have words on it. Sundial is pretty cool here if I actually get a couple fields and do brewery pond stuff, and then Sundial just auto-sows the crops, and then we can try to build some ovens. I really like Sundial. I also like baseboards a lot in general, but Half-Timbered House is reasonable as a furniture and a brewery, both kind of like Big House, but Reed Pond and Special Food are both understandable. Yes. The Half-Timbered House was very defensible. The Reed Pond to help enable the Half-Timbered House was also like quite defensible, but with Brewery Pond I want to take 2 Reed anyhow, is kind of my thought. Was why I shied away from the Reed Pond, but I maybe should have taken Half-Timbered House. But I think I take Sundial here. Sundial's very good if you have a reason to do fields and crops early, and that is what my hand says. I kind of want to get a couple fields early with Barrel Pusher, so being able to sow with Sundial looks great. It does kind of suck to ignore baseboards, especially when I have a grain source in Brewery Pod. Baseboards are just a lot of free wood, but I'm going to take the Sundial. I think Carter is totally good here. This is just a huge food injection at some point. All the building resources I get a food for each. This could be pretty good in the mid game, especially if we can grow first. I also do like Site Manager and Party Organizer, but I think Carter is going to prove pretty useful here in the mid game. Yeah, I like it. This hand is not great in any means, but it's solid. We at least have some help. We have some help in a variety of aspects. Well, we get the Master Huntsman back, or the Prophet back, or the Housemaster back. We got lots of good cards back. Minor improvement-wise, this is probably just take Woodcraft. I'm not very high on Woodcraft, but it's at least playable. Herbal Garden is maybe playable late, but deeply unclear. Mineral Feeder is asking us to pay a reed for a point and probably does nothing. Manger, I think I want to plow more fields than that, especially with Barrel Pusher. So yeah, I'll take a Woodcraft. Master Huntsman is kind of cool, but I don't think it's our game. I don't think I'm actually building that many majors, and I don't think I have any room for the pigs. I think Prophet is actually the pick here. Prophet is just like guaranteed we can do like a Reno fence at some point. And that enables me to fence like, I can even fence like 7 while renovating to clay or something. And then finish the fences later, but that'll help us actually do stuff with like Sheepkeeper. But wow, I got all the good ox back out of my pack. Nobody took the good cards. I feel like people sleep on Master Huntsman, but Master Huntsman, just get a fireplace, upgrade to a hearth, build another major or two. It's pretty good. It's a lot of early food. But I guess early food's less good in revised. Maybe Master Huntsman is less good in revised, but I'm going to take Prophet here. I don't know that we need this Prophet, but I also don't know that I want to renovate that assuredly. Brewery Pond and Furniture Maker gives me extra wood, so building wood rooms is kind of nice. Here is kind of what I expected to eventually get. These are garbage. Sewing Director, I guess, is mildly cute. Master Huntsman is great for food if you can get a fireplace into a hearth, yeah. Is this ever Timber Shingle Maker? When we renovate to stone, we can put a wood. We can pay a wood for each of our rooms. Actually, yeah. What the heck? I like never get to play this card, but maybe this is a game for a Timber Shingle Maker. And then Beer Tap is a 1-2 food. A 1-2 food looks better than any of the other miners I'm looking at. Beer Tap also does technically say words about turn a bunch of grain into food inefficiently, which maybe that gets used. It shouldn't. We get Reed Pond back. I like Reed Pond. I almost took the Reed Pond the first time. Now, somebody else took a half-timbered house, so, you got to worry about that. I guess this is Breeder Buyer. I'm not actually playing either of these Ox. Neither of those Ox are getting played, but that's okay. All right, our hand is okay. It's not particularly good. However, we don't think anybody else has anything particularly good. I mean, they could certainly have some first picks, but Barrow Pusher, Furniture Maker, Brewery Pond alone is pretty solid basis for doing some stuff. The Sundial hopefully will have some play for efficiency on sowing crops. We're playing after the weak players, which hopefully that'll help us just like get first room tempo. I would like to Ock early. Ocking is pretty important to me. I want to play Furniture Maker and Barrow Pusher relatively early. I want to play Barrow Pusher first. Wow, Retail Dealer getting played. Okay, Reedstone Food going to be a bit contested. Timber Shingle is fine. It's either playable late for some ceiling or it sits in my hand. Correct. Yeah, I agree. Timber Shingle probably is doing nothing. We do get to Ock. That's good news, actually. Our hand really prefers Ocking. And I would really like to get Plow back, so I'm playing Barrow Pusher. Plowing is very useful for us. For eventually planting some stuff. And again, getting Ock here is great, so that hopefully next round we can play Furniture Maker into start player Brewery Pond right away. Into open, just 3 food, fishing type stuff. But we'll obviously see. Whoops, I don't need sounds anymore. But yeah, this is a solid start. Did Storehouse Keeper end up with a Retail Dealer? It certainly could have. It's certainly possible we're going to see Retail Dealer plus Storehouse Keeper action. All right, please don't plow. If you plow, I'm going to be very sad. I'm going to be like actually very sad. I have no good actions if they plow. I guess I can start player Woodcraft if they plow. I don't want to do that because I also want to start player Brewery Pond. So, but we'll see. Do you think this hand would like to push 4 wood rooms? Growth dependent, of course. I agree. I also agree that this hand wants to push rooms. It wants actions. New Purchase is a pretty solid card. It probably isn't doing anything early, though, so that start player is probably unnecessary, but we accept our opponents doing unnecessary starts. This looks pretty promising for us. This looks promising in terms of I can almost certainly Ock Furniture Maker into start player Brewery Pond. So that's the good news. The bad news is that we're just slightly behind on like actually taking read actions, obviously. We're going to be really somewhat reliant on 2 read in round 4. But, we'll see. Anyhow, purple finishes the round with 2 clay. That makes sense. It's totally fine. The strong player is sitting right after us here, so it's late sheep, late major. Sheep Keeper in my hand looks pretty dead, by the way. I don't think we're playing Sheep Keeper. We're going to play Furniture Maker. We're eventually playing Carter. We're probably playing Prophet. That does mean the Furniture Maker is not actually going to do a hell of a lot, to be honest. But it's a bit of extra wood. It still has some play, and maybe we might play Timber Shingle Maker actually, eventually too. Opens Ock here. That's fine. It does hurt a little to ignore Reedstone Food and the other stuff, but playing another Ock is just so good for us. Wow, Wooden Hut Extender. That's a good card. Okay, Wooden Hut Extender suggests that maybe I don't get to build a bunch of rooms because the player in front of me is going to be building a bunch of rooms, but you never know. We'll see how it plays out. Anyhow, Furniture Maker here is pretty easy. SP Brewery Pond is definitely what we do on the wheel. Yeah, in an ideal world, we get to go SP Brewery Pod, we take 3 food fishing, we wheel 3 wood, and then start a round 4. We just get to take 2 reed, and somehow we would get to build second action in round 4. Doesn't seem particularly likely, but we'll see. The fact that I would get my tempo sows off playing Sundial in the growth queue, correct. I get my grain by grabbing reeded food. Yes, exactly. I agree. This hand would love to just push growth because we have very playable miners. Um, Trident and Sundial and like possibly Reed Pod sneaking in there eventually is all like pretty good. But yeah, Sundial just allowing us to sow crops that we're gonna have anyhow is looks really cool. Also, Reedstone gets taken by Aaron. That makes a lot of sense. Red probably wanted to take Reedstone, so it's a little awkward here for them. They probably should just take 3 wood. It's possible Red, being a somewhat weak player, is going to start player just so they can take Reedstone food, which would be kind of a bummer for us. It's not a huge bummer, but it's a minor problem. I would really like to get Brewery Pod down, though, obviously. The earlier you can get Brewery Pod down, better. The earlier, yeah, you can play Brewery Pod, the better. I don't exactly know when I'm going to get another plow in, by the way, but eventually we try to sneak another plow in too. But we have too many other important actions at the moment. We need to get Brewery Pod in play. We need to gather room parts. That is the important bit. Yeah, those are the important bits. So we'll see. Also, is red already timing out? Please, please. I don't actually believe that's what's happening, but also like, oof. 23 timeouts on 144 recent games. I guess that's still only 20% of games, but like just not good rep. Not good. I know it says very good. I know BGA claims they have very good rep, but BGA lies. If your rep if you have this many penalties on this many games, your rep sucks. That's how I view it. I totally understand players having occasional issues. I have occasional issues. I occasionally time out because I don't pay enough attention, but yeah, I have 3 timeouts on 200 games. Now, admittedly, I mean, my games number is heavily buoyed by a lot of Seven Wonders lately, so like, meh. But seriously, Red, you have to take an action. You have to take an action. I have 1080p timeouts. That is actually most of my timeouts, correct? Most of my timeouts is when my computer, while streaming, gets really freaking annoying. And slow. But yeah, Red didn't get Reedstone food and just quit the game. We're just gonna restart. We don't like this hand. The draft sucked. Like, what's happening? Are you seriously soft quitting this game? Is that actually what's happening? I mean, to be honest, if they're gonna quit now, I appreciate them quitting now rather than even further into the game. But also, like, you just should not be allowed an arena with this rep. Like, you just should not be allowed. This is absurd. I'm 10,000% kicking them, obviously. Oh my god. They take an action now that their timer is up. That's so cool. That's so cool. What a cool dude. Alright. The round goes more or less as expected. 3 wood, 2 reed. Cool stuff. The good news for us is that the 2 reed in round 4, Teal should not be that interested in. Red also shouldn't be that interested in the 2 reed because they want Reedstone food. I'm going to hand Aaron Reedstone food here next round. So I think that means I get 2 reed in round 4 most of the time. But we'll see. We'll also see what Aaron takes here. If Aaron leaves us 4 wood, I might have to take 4 wood and assume I get 3 food back on the wheel. But Aaron taking 2 wood looks very reasonable. I almost sort of prefer Aaron to take 2 wood and then let me just fish, but I could grab single reed. I could take single reed, but wow, I am so not taking single reed. Single reed is not a good enough action. Getting the wood might be a problem. Yeah, no. So to be clear, the game plan right now is I want to take 3 food fishing and I want to take 3 wood. Well, I'm gonna get 4 wood though. Aaron is I don't know what Aaron's doing. Aaron's trying to buy himself Reedstone food. Oh wait, oh Red had an action left. Oh okay. Uh, yeah, I don't actually know what that was, but whatever. Okay. I am actually opening 3 wood. I'm opening 3 wood and assuming I get 3 food back. If I don't get 3 food back, kind of an issue. But I'm gonna risk it because I really need a 3 wood action. Aaron's gonna take Greenstone food. The real issue is if Red wants to take 3 food fishing. Um, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, Aaron takes that. We'll see what Red does. Red could start player for Reedstone food. Red really wants a Reedstone food action soon, but we'll see what happens. I think I get 3 food back just because nobody should really want 3 food that badly yet. But also, I've made it pretty clear that I want it, so I can always plow though. I mean, if I get blocked, I can plow. It's not as good, but Fort Clay, that's also very defensible. Major did come, but sheep are late. We'll see what up. All right, Teal, don't fish. Just no fish. Anyhow, though, yeah, to be clear, the game plan. Okay, we are gonna get what we want. The game plan is we wanted to take wood, we wanted to fish, and then we wanted to take 2 reed, and then we wanted to build. Uh, Shovel bearer, gross. Shovel bearer, not good, but people always try to convince themselves it is. But shovel bearer leads you to taking too much clay, also, which too much clay with wooden hut extender is really bad, by the way. You would want to build wood rooms, but anyhow, brewery pun goes off. We should get 2 reed next round again. I should get 2 reed. Hopefully I stay start player, but see. Aaron is gonna get to build the first room. That's the bad news, but it's so fun. Shovel Bear is so fun. It is kind of fun. It's a fun mini game, and it does feel so good when you get to do something like take 4 clay and 6 food or something crazy. But doesn't matter that it's only good in like 1 out of 20 games. It's probably better than that actually. It's honestly like to be completely fair to it, it's probably good about 1 in 5 games or something. But yeah, you really want games that have some clay injection and a few other things that make it work right. But Aaron's just gonna get his fireplace out of the way. It seems reasonable enough. I still think Red might start player for Reedstone food, but what do I know? Maybe they'll awk. Maybe they'll take 3 food traveling. They're gonna do the Awk route. All right, it looks incredibly safe for me to get our 2 read action next round. So that's the good news. Bad news: Aaron gets first room, but I mean there was a Potter ceramic, so if that got to teal, it has some potential. There was a Potter ceramic. I honestly didn't even notice it. I don't even remember that. Did I take Brewery Pod right away? I honestly, I do not remember the Potter ceramics. I don't remember that being in the draft. Oof. Hard porcelain. There was hard porcelain. Yeah, wait. Oh, yeah. You mean hard porcelain, not Potter ceramics. Okay. Yeah. There is a hard porcelain, sorry. Yeah. Okay. We're on the same page. Yeah. Yeah. Hard porcelain has some combo here. Red plays Conjurer and then instantly sees somebody take 3 food, which is pretty reasonable here. You gotta get that Conjurer on the table sooner. Conjurer plus Retail Dealer, slight Nambo. Red might be getting closer and closer to quitting. Red's gonna have a slight issue here. We're new purchasing a grain. Oof. New purchasing a grain, kind of dubious, but I guess not the craziest thing to do. I'm slamming 2 reed, obviously. 2 reed plus wood grain is a good action. 2 reed wood grain, I'm in. A little suck. It hurts a little to ignore 4 wood. It definitely slightly hurts, but I'm definitely taking my room parts. Also taking room parts. Is Teal gonna grab clay? I don't. Probably. Teal's gonna grab clay and go for an oven. I don't freaking know. Don't like. Don't ask me to tell you what the opponents are doing. I don't know. Aaron's gonna build a room. Red should take Reedstone food with goodies. Teal might take the 4 wood then. Yeah, Teal really wants 4 wood. I might just plow on the wheel. I could take 3 wood, but oh wow, I am gonna get first room. Aaron says 4 wood more important than room, which given that he's just going to fall in line the second here, that's not really crazy for wins a great action, but holy crap, are we getting away with murder? What an opening for us. This is pretty much as dreamy as we could have drawn it up. You agree with Aaron's move? I don't think it's necessarily wrong, but oh, is it real kind to my game plan? This is as good as this game could have broken for us. Teal is gonna do the 4 clay plus 2 food thing. But yeah, I'm thrilled to build a room here. Just absolutely thrilled. This is incredibly good start. Um, yeah, it's hard to imagine this game having opened better than this. I'm very happy to squat. Depending on the minors he has, it could be right. Yeah, to be fair, again, the minors draft was. I thought the minors were kind of okay, but there was a lot of scenarios where I think it makes sense people would not be that happy with the minors. But yeah, this is pretty dreamy. I'm very happy to play Sundial and Trident, and I'm not sad about playing Woodcraft. Not sad about playing Special Food either. Like I have minors. Storehouse Keeper did not wind up with Retail Dealer. Wow, you already have taken 2 Reedstone food actions, and now you're going to play Storehouse Keeper. I mean, fair enough, but also, yeah, slightly crazy. Uh, Red needs food and is going to build the oven before Teal can. Oh, yeah, oven fight. uh, I think its biggest weakness is the meta aspect, where he's giving a lot to me, who clearly has a good setup. Yes, that's actually the real issue I have with him not building a room here. The other reason that I have an issue with him building a room is he doesn't have to squat. If he builds the room, he also can see the fact that I will build a room in 5, and then maybe I squat then. But he's giving up the 1/3 chance that he just grows first. Now, he did get 4 wood, but he could have built first and taken 3 wood. Or he could have built first and still played Storehouse Keeper. Um, I think you're giving up quite a bit by, like, if you just build, you can grow. You don't have to squat. I think that's the biggest thing that people make a mistake on. It's still a thing that I always used to chide Lumen on a bit. Lumen streams, he's often like, he built and he's like, I gotta make sure I grow first. It's like, you don't have to. You're welcome to build first, see if you get lucky to hit growth, and then see where you fall in the queue. And in this case, purple's position in the queue would be grow second at worst, right? So you're perfectly fine to build here and then not squat and just be happy about growing second. But taking that 1/3 chance that you just get to grow first and never have to start player for it, like I don't know. I think it was probably worthwhile for them, but they did their thing and it's fine. All right, do I have to be worried about them start building on me? Technically, I do have to be worried about them start building on me. Interesting. Yeah, I mean, they could start build on me. I could take wood and then stable block, but I really don't want to do that. So I guess I just start player, right? I just instantly start? It's kind of gross, but uh, there's really no good action on the board currently. There's really no good action on the board. Yeah, I don't really care about any of these actions. I think I'm supposed to start player. Just insta start. I really want to get wood on the wheel so that I can play Trident next round. I want to play Sundial and Trident for sure. So I guess this is start player Sundial and just not mess around. Yeah, I think this is just not mess around. There's so many actions I'm happy with on the wheel. Uh, so let's just lock this down in case a start build was coming. You think 4 wood is the strongest for them because now they can build stables? Yeah, to be clear, I don't mind that bad that they've taken 4 wood and have decided to build later, especially indeed if they are planning to build stables. If they've taken that 4 wood so they are allowed to build stables, it's a lot. Yeah, it's justifiable. They should take Reedstone Food Grain now that they played Storehouse Keeper. I do think they're supposed to take Reedstone Food Grain without hesitation.
I am pretty happy to see early stone. I don't super want to take Reedstone food very often, but I would love some stone to contest some majors and stuff. So we'll see how this plays out. But my next action needs to be take wood. I can take wood in a lot of ways, though. I can take a 3 wood action. I can take fishing, which gives me a wood, or I can ock. There's not really an ock that's worth playing yet. Wow, just takes 3 more wood from Aaron. Ignores Reedstone food. Uh, when you play Storehouse Keeper, I feel like you're supposed to use it, but Stone Oven would be nice this game. Yes, Stone Oven would be very nice for our game. I don't know that I get Stone Oven, but if I can get 3 stone in round 7 and then build a Stone Oven to make our feeding just absolutely dreamy, it'd be so good. Red takes Reedstone food, super expected. Teal's gonna take 3 wood actually. They need wood pretty badly here for room parts also. So yeah, I'm gonna have to take wood by either ocking or fishing. This is the only awkward part. I don't really have an ock that's worth playing. This is where the ock quality sucks. So I guess I am just fishing. This is a pretty ugly fish action, to be honest. Not a very exciting action, but 2 food, a wood, and a grain is still totally fine as an action. Um, and then yeah, tried it next round. Ideally, grow flips. My game is quite a bit better if grow flips. Just looking at the piles, I think there's going to be a lot of piles in round 7. So if I could grow here, I think it goes quite nicely for us. But anyhow, purple does build the stables. I do think that this is somewhat synergistic with what they were doing. I think this is more justifiable for them than alternatives. Wow, 4 clay for red. Okay, the clay pressure this game is going to be a bit gross, though. People are going to take a lot of clay actions that they don't have uses for. But 3 grain fields around 7, possibly. We might only get 2. I honestly don't need 3. I think I would rather take 2 reed next round. I'd really like to take the 2 reed next round, and then yes, round 7, I'd love to plow 1 more field so I can sow twice with Sundial. Oh, it's at the start of it's at the start of round 7. Oh, I forgot that it's at the start of the round. Oh, gross. It is at the start of round 7. Maybe we do plow next round instead of taking 2 reed. That's slightly tricky though, because gosh, 2 reed's a good action for us, but it's late growth. Well, late growth makes the 2 reed way less important. Yeah, the 2 reed suddenly does not matter very much at all. It's in the end? Oh, it is at the end. God, I read it at the start of the work phase somehow. It is at the end of the work phase. Okay, yeah, it's what I thought, and somehow I convinced myself it wasn't. Yeah, okay, we'll see then. We definitely have some choices then. Um, this is unfortunate that it's late growth. Late growth is definitely way less good for Brewery Pond shenanigans. It is better for Sundial. Sundial appreciates the late growth. Uh, Sundial appreciates the late growth in terms of it's very action efficient here to buy us some sow actions. But with it being late growth, yes, I intend to plow on the wheel. Plowing has just increased it. Plowing and just getting the grain rolling has increased in value over worrying about building more rooms. I'm not going to get back into the growth queue until round 11 at the earliest. I also really want to be open to take 3 stone next round. And if I want to be eligible to take 3 stone next round, I need to. I really should have 2 fields next round at least. I should be sowing twice at least. I don't need to sow 3 times, but I think I should be getting at least 2 grain fields set up. So that's what I'll do. I'll make sure to have at least 2 grain fields set up. Early growth would be way nicer for this hand. Even round 6 growth would have been relatively good for this hand. But yeah, I mean, to be clear, if growth flipped in 5, we were winning by. I think we were winning by quite a lot. Because if growth flips in 5, I can do stuff like play Carter in round 6, and then round 7 just take tons of resources with lots of extra food. Yeah, I would be rolling with the Sundial and Fields. It would have got pretty crazy. Um, but you know, It's not to be, but yeah, let's get some more fields going. I saw no other field help this draft besides shifting cultivator. So getting our fields out of the way early in a late growth game, building a pretty farm is going to be pretty important to winning this game. And so us having tempo on fields is quite good. Reedstone food for Aaron with a grain. It's definitely a good action. Uh, Aaron did take the sheep this round too. Yep, that makes sense. Somebody built a hearth. Red takes the reed. They're gonna like probably double build. That's fine. It's not particularly good for them, but anyhow, we're still growing first. I'm hoping we get 3 stone next round, but God, it's pretty impossible to predict what red and teal are actually gonna do. Although 6 wood is on the board too, that makes it more likely we get 3 stone. Aaron has to start player. Somebody else should be taking 6 wood, but then 3 stone might be the grab. We'll find out. This game's starting to look a little low on wood. Um, Only slightly. Our game is a little short on wood at the moment. We do need to prioritize taking wood eventually, but it's wood. Building fences was not our priority. Now, unfortunately, we do need to build fences because of the whole lack of other stuff going on. Am I playing special food or am I playing woodcraft? By the way, I think I'm playing woodcraft. Special food can come later. I have no idea what I'm using special food at the moment, and I'm okay starting with that later in the game. Woodcraft is going to eke out a little bit of extra food. Probably only 1 or 2 food, to be honest. But, say, 1 or 2 food from Woodcraft, whatever. Just realized with red double building, late grow kind of kills red and teal's game as well. Or at least it sets us back quite a bit. Um, yeah, I mean, teal's game with wooden hut extender and shovel bearer was also kind of reliant on early growth. Uh, Red's game with Conjurer also somewhat wanted earlier growth. So yeah, we'll see though. It's a lot of wildness. Teal might surprise me by doing shovel bearer food things. Red should be taking 6 wood and then building. If Red doesn't take 6 wood and then build, I'll be pretty surprised. Wow, paper knife. Paper knife is happening. All right. We're getting 3 occupations. What is it? What did we hit? Also, how are we feeding? We're going to eat all of our poor sheep. Ooh, hitting site manager to build a well. That's pretty sick. Or a stone oven. Could be a stone oven. I would not. Site manager allows you to replace some costs, so it could be a stone oven. I think they should probably be building the well here, but they have some interesting choices. Yeah, it is just the well. Do they even pay any food for this? Is a curiosity. I think they probably should just pay full resource costs because their food is. They really don't. They have just enough food here. Yeah, okay, they do just pay the whole resource costs. Still, that was cool. Got to paper knife a site manager into a well. Red does take the wood. Okay, give us the stone. Give us the stone. Give me 3 stone. My feeding's so much better with 3 stone. My feeding's so good with 3 stone. Come on, teal. You have better things to do than 3 stone. Like, feed yourself by taking more clay. You have a shovel bearer. You need to use it. Use the shovel bearer. God damn it. You don't have time for 3 stone. You don't need it. It doesn't do anything for you. Boo. Alright, whatever. We're just gonna eat raw grain. Gotta use the shovel bearer. I mean, to be honest, this is one of those stone grabs that I do think is just bad. The well is already gone. I mean, maybe you're gonna stone oven yourself because you've been buying freaking grain. Maybe it's okay, but you have a hearth. Like you don't have actions. You don't have time to worry about majors. But whatever. We are gonna 3 grain field it up. This could be a beer tap game. It could be a beer tap game. That's true. We have enough grain that we might beer tap it. Forcing the stone oven with harsh shovel bear is just bad. Correct. I mean, but yeah, to be clear, Teal's not a particularly good player. But yeah, that honest, like, I think they were supposed to let me have that 3 stone. The 3 stone was good for me, definitely, but it looks pretty bad for them. But you know that's how games go sometimes. But yeah, not getting the 3 stone back there kind of sucks. But massive echo. Are other people hearing a massive echo? Because I'm guessing they're not, because nobody else has told me about it. So I'm guessing you need to refresh your Twitch or something. But please, other people tell me if there's a lot of echo. No echo for you? Okay, thanks. Maybe it's pottery, but that's clunky, or they're forcing manservants. No echo for any of you. Okay. Hey, yeah, welcome Bulldozer, by the way. All of a sudden saw your name. Yeah, cool. Glad to see you. Thanks, Fofo, for chiming in too. Anyhow, yeah, sorry, Professor, about the echo, but yeah, probably just reboot your Twitch. Twitch has issues occasionally, if you're not used to it. Uh, refresh fixed it. Yeah. Yeah, in the future, if you any stream that you're watching, if you get really weird audio, try refreshing first. Twitch occasionally has bugs, and it's a pretty good site, but yeah, it's a bit weird. Never have happened before though. Oh, okay, yeah. Weird. I mean, I don't run into it a lot either, but every once in a while when I used to be watching Lumen streams, I would get some weird shit. Anyhow, I kind of like your idea, Ace of Spade, that maybe it's manservant. Um, it could be forcing a manservant, yeah. I sort of like that. Taking another Reedstone food action, though. Oof, I don't know. I guess that fed you. Anyhow, Sundial coming up huge here. Sundial is very good in certain situations, and this is one of those situations. Buying us a sow action in a late growth game. Um, Obviously, we're significantly ahead of where we would be without that sundial. So that was a very cool sundial. The bad news is the board is not that jacked for us in this next round here. The good news is I think this is a pretty damn good time to eke out the Carter. I think round 9 will be pretty promising time for Carter, and we have slight food issues. So I really like playing Carter this next round. I really like plowing one more field this next round. And maybe I get 3 wood. I guess the board isn't that stacked either round. But anyhow, this looks fine. Plow veg stage 3 is reasonable, yeah. Greetings. You've been playing Agricola with friends and you came across a YouTube video or something with this stream linked. Oh, sweet. Yeah. Hey. Yeah. Thanks so much for chatting. Welcome. Yeah, I've done some card ranking videos with Lumen, which is probably the video you're referencing, getting this stream linked to you. I have a YouTube channel that just has a bunch of my old Twitch streams. They're really not edited, so they're not that useful. But anyhow, Agricola is a great game. Feel free to ask any questions. I just stream myself playing, and for the record, I don't really explain what all the cards are doing, which can make it hard for beginners to follow, and I'm perfectly aware of that. Most of the people that watch my streams and chat are kind of fanatics that know most of the cards. But yeah, if you have any questions, ask. You also a useful kind of hack can be to find my game on BGA. You can pull it up yourself, and then you can just actually click on any of the cards that you want to at any time in order to follow along easier. I'm happy to answer any questions that you ever have. But yeah, I kind of just blab a lot about my thoughts during the game and what I'm thinking and doing, and yeah, happy to answer questions along the way. Um, Getting back to blabbing about the game, Slurry is a very good card. That's their first pick minor. I did not pass Slurry because Slurry is insanely good. Slurry makes their stables look a bit better. Red has done the appropriate things, by the way. They built their rooms and now they're starting for growth. So none of my opponents are messing up the growth queue yet, which makes sense. I wouldn't expect any of them to mess up the growth queue. I'm starting to think that we're never building another room this game. And I think that's probably what we're supposed to do. Never build again. Teal takes the 4 wood. That makes sense. It's a slight bummer. I think I take 2 reed here. I sort of wish I could start taking Reedstone food actions, though. Do I care about plus wood food as much as I care about Reedstone food? Reedstone food enables me to start renovating soon, which is good. I could just take 3 wood. I probably should just take 3 wood. Never mind. I'd just take 3 wood. There's too much wood pressure, right? There's too much wood pressure. Although my opponents have feeding pressure is the only upshot. My opponents do have feeding pressure that I don't have. Uh, so that's nice. Lumen's Compendium is very useful for searching cards. Ooh, yes, good point. Yeah, the revised compendium is very useful too for looking up cards. Good call. Good call. I still think I'm playing Carter for grabbing a bunch of resources next round. So yeah, like just Carter into Plow seems pretty reasonable as my remaining actions here. Expensive Carter, by the way. We want to use Furniture Maker to generate extra wood. So expensive Carter and Plow. Um, I'd like to take Reed at some point so I can play Profit for a cool Reno fence. Um, yeah, I'd like to do that. It's not particularly important, but it's a solid thing to do. Maybe I build a fourth room just because I do have some injection, but gosh, I'm just so unexcited about the fourth room. Growing in round 11 when it requires a start player is just so unexciting to me. Also, I'm going to continue to reiterate my opponents have food issues, which is at least delightful. Um, Carpenter's Axe, not particularly good in late growth games, by the way. Carpenter's Axe is okay, but you're essentially paying 5 wood for 4 stables, which, like, not that good. Shovel Bearer doing Shovel Bearer things, taking 2 clay to generate extra food, that's fine. I might never need to take a clay action this game. Barrel Pusher might just be providing all the clay we ever need. Um, BMW good for my game? It's fine. Uh, but I don't have actions to justify BMW. I just want to make a really pretty farm. If I make a really pretty farm when my opponents don't have a farm, I don't know. They're gonna have offboard on compared to me, but I'm not that. I don't know. I'm not that concerned. Maybe I should be concerned. Maybe I have enough actions, but I'm gonna worry about sealing in the late game. I'm gonna worry about tempo fencing when none of my opponents have good food. I mean, the animals probably are just gonna go down people's stomachs like instantly because my opponents are gonna be so hungry. But we'll see. Okay, looping back to chat, it was a Lumen video. You mostly dabble in board games. You've never gone super deep into one game. You've been getting your friends into Euro games, specifically Rosenberg. You played Converta last night after Agricola. Oh, awesome. Yeah, hey, congrats on all that. Yeah, I think Rosenberg makes a lot of cool games. Agricola is the best game, but Converta's pretty cool too. Converta's honestly probably better if you're only going to game a couple of times a year. But I think Agricola is definitely better if you want to play dozens of times a year. Caverna gets relatively stale due to that fixed building market. I've played Caverna a couple dozen times and I still kind of enjoy it, but I've soured on it a lot. Whereas I'm on play number 1500 of Agricola or something, and I'm still loving it. So but regardless, welcome to the world of board gaming. I also play a lot of other board games. I play a lot of board games in a year. But spend a lot of hours, probably the most hours on Agricola. But yeah. You were thinking getting stone plus reed pod next round, but getting a good special food is nice. Yeah, a good special food is also pretty huge for us. If I get some good stone grabs, it's good, but you don't think RSF's worth fighting for, I agree. You definitely don't know many of the cards. It takes a lot of dedication to introduce drafting to a play group. Yeah, drafting is a whole nother level that I totally understand people not being willing to dive into or worry too much about, and that's totally fair and reasonable. No need to worry about it, to be honest. Okay, what's going to happen here? Red needs food. Teal eventually has to start player, although Teal sort of needs food themselves. But Teal is just going to start player. Cool. I have played Carter, so I am looking at that 3 read action pretty highly, actually. Three reed does open up scenarios where I take clay and build a clay room, and that is pretty high on my list of spicy things to do. Do I ever get five clay back? Deeply unclear, but if I can take three reed into five clay, then we're talking. So I'm gonna open three reed here actually with Carter and Brewery Pond. This is a pretty sweet action. Maybe this turns into BMW, but I want this to be a room in Reno, is what I want it to be. But we'll see. You're not new to board gaming at all. Oh, okay. You have a big collection, but newer players that haven't played much. They all really like the difficulty of Agricola. Yeah, I mean, Agricola was the #1 rated board game for a couple of years back on BGG. Now, you shouldn't take BGG ratings too seriously either, but yeah, Agricola's a beloved game for a lot of good reasons. It's a really cool game, and the kind of difficulty and tightness of Agricola, in my opinion, is part of why it's such a good game. Uh, it really depends on personal preference, right? But the kind of newer zeitgeist at the moment amongst a lot of new games is that yeah, kind of everybody just has like good solid games, and the struggle is in kind of putting together huge combos and huge scores. But yeah, Agricola is like really tight and punishing. Wow, 2 stone. 2 stone is for a stone oven because we're hungry. But yeah, I guess be glad that we have food because all of our opponents have to take food actions here. I probably am getting 5 clay. Well, Teal can take 5 clay plus 2 food with Shovel Bear. I would like them to do the reverse. I would like them to renovate. I'd like them to build another room. I'd love them to just give me 5 clay, but 5 clay with 5 food, by the way. Carter is nuts in certain scenarios, but Teal ruined our dreams last time. I don't know that they have a strong reason not to do it again. But if I can get that clay pile, our Carter first off would be huge, and then second off, profit to Reno fence and then be able to build a clay room is pretty hot. Now we might not be growing into the clay room until like round 12 because I just don't fight hard for growth in the mid to late game. But I do like the clay room quite a lot. Sundial is sowing for us again, by the way. We only have one field to sow, but whatever, it's fine. Teal might take stone oven. Oh yeah, Teal still has stone oven parts. That's right. Uh, yeah, Teal has all that stone that they do seriously need to be thinking about using. But I genuinely don't know what Teal's doing. They have a lot of again. They have too few actions, and they've taken too much stone. Um, this is an easy thing to get mixed up as you're kind of learning Agricola. Normally, 3 stone's a really exciting action. A lot of times, it's worth taking, but when you're last in the growth queue and it's a late growth game, like you need to be spending your actions farming. So spending your actions taking 3 stone and building a major is not particularly efficient enough. It only looks efficient in it only looks efficient if it also generates you food particularly efficiently, but it's not really doing that for them either. So yeah, it's part of why Teal's game kind of stinks at the moment. To be honest, all of my opponent's games kind of stink at the moment. Like, Purple has a well at least, and they're about to have a stone oven, so they have huge offboard. But it's going to be round 9, and they have, like, no farm and no wood. So, I mean, they have stables, they're breeding sheep. It's not that bad. Purple's game's not that bad. But, a lot of players here have issues with the whole, actual farm. Teal's just going to take the sheep for food. Also very justifiable. But, oh boy, team, are we getting away with, we are getting away with things. Yes, please, 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 give me a clay room and 5 more food, because Carter is incredible sometimes. We 5 clay, 5 food. Good times. Good times. Oh gosh, love me Carter when I get to grow first, and yeah, it breaks right. It doesn't always work, to be clear. Carter's not like that good of a card, but gosh, some games it's pretty huge, and this is one of those games. It's looking pretty huge. My opponents are pretty food tight. There was suddenly a little glut of resources, and I get to take advantage of that. I get 3 wood back. Oh, even better. Oh yeah, Reno Stone Oven here. I get 3 wood back with my Carter. My Carter gets to be 11 food. Oh yeah. The Trident gets past. That makes sense. Now to cap it off with 3 wood. Yeah, that's exactly what's happening too. It's absolutely disgusting. Um, I get to cap it off with 3 wood, and then you know what the other really cool part is? Next round I get to open 4 wood, and then I get to play profit and red fence 15. Um, I get to go 4 wood, red fence 15 next round. So that feels pretty freaking good too. Have I played many of Ue's other big box games? The answer is yes. Uh, Not that I can easily show it with my setup at the moment, but I guess I can make it easy enough by just physically grabbing copies that are sitting right behind me. We have the Aura at Labora, which is pretty good. I'm not actually going to physically grab all the others because I don't need to prove it, but I have a Feast for Odin, I have Aura at Labora, I have Lahav. I've played Noosefjord, I just played Black Forest, which is the like brand newest one that came out just a couple like weeks ago. I've played Glass Road. So the answer is I've played pretty much all of them. Uh, and I own a bunch of them. How is Black Forest? Aaron with the Stonehouse combo. Oh, he played Tax Collector. I missed him playing Tax Collector. Oh, and he didn't renovate Stone Oven. Oh, he just renovated to. Wait, did he reno Nada? What did he do? Oh, Reno Trident. Reno Trident. But yeah, I see. He played Tax Collector. You're right. He's gonna reno again. Aaron's gonna reno again with a Manservant. Okay, that makes Aaron's game better. Tax Collector plus Manservant is better, but it's only gonna trigger 4 rounds. Your farming is definitely coming pretty late, but maybe this is good enough. I don't know that his food. Well, Manservant helps with his. Manservant helps with his food. He still has a well. The 2 stone makes way more sense now. The 2 stone makes way more sense. Yeah, he's running Tax Collector Manservant. Okay, that makes more sense. Slurry is a bit sad. Yeah, it'll take time. Okay, back to Black Forest. I really enjoyed the resource wheels of Black Forest, which are basically taken from Glass Road or Black Forest. Yeah, they're basically taken from Glass Road. I really like the resource exchange mechanic and like gaining of those wheels. It's really a cool way to track people's stuff and do things. Um, with that said, the actual gameplay of Black Forest, of like moving about and placing your dude to like gather stuff and then try to run off to complete jobs, it was fine. The other problem I have with Black Forest is like it kind of does the Caverna thing of like there's it's sort of like Glass Road too, but there's like 40 buildings that are in this giant pile, and they all do something slightly different and cost something slightly different, but you're able to just you can read a lot of them if you want, but if you don't read them, it's not that big of a deal at least. But like, I guess my hesitation is I don't love. Technically, they're variable too, so at least it's better than Caverno. But I still worry that it's going to be slightly stale long term. That you just kind of learn some of the combos that are good. But anyhow, the whole thing was only fine to like maybe even good, but it wasn't great. Like I didn't love the gameplay. I don't think I'm ever gonna love the gameplay, but I it was fun enough that I would happily play Black Forest some more. I would enjoy playing Black Forest a bit more, but I don't think I want to play Black Forest dozens of times. I think I want to play Black Forest maybe up to 10 times, but probably only like I'm going to be happy playing Black Forest just a couple more times, and then that's all I ever need to play that game. Um, Part of the problem is like it feels like it could maybe get to be somewhat interactive. Like everybody is doing stuff on a shared central board, but the interaction is so incidental in that one too, which is part of why I'm kind of low on it. Um, but I don't know. My thoughts are iffy. Worth playing anyway. You try it next week. Yeah, definitely try it. I mean, I think some people might really like it. I think there's some interesting enough things going on that some groups might really latch onto it. I personally didn't, but it's certainly better than some games I've tried lately. There's some very cool ideas going on. Uh, I don't think it's quite, yeah, it's not quite what I would like to see, but very few games are. So I'm relatively picky nowadays. But yeah, it's pretty solid. It's cool. There's definitely some cool shit going on. So anyhow, yeah, I'm looking forward to our next action here a lot. I'm super looking forward to getting to Teal starts. Oh, Teal starting. Teal starting is good news for us. You know why it's good news for us? I really look forward to renovating Stoneweir. They're gonna take my fishing combo. Oh, this is so rude. Stoneweir is actually pretty freaking incredible for our game if it was early growth. We never saw that in the draft, but wow, had we got past a Stoneweir, that would have been sweet. Anyhow, Reno Fence 15 is a sick action to have here. We get to pay 2 food, which gives us 2 wood because of our Ock, and then we get to fully fence off of it, which is pretty sick. And then I get to build a room with my last action. And then I just get to grow with my first action next round because Teal started for me. Oh no, Teal's gonna wait. No, I was gonna say Teal's gonna build a room, but Teal's out of actions. I mean, Red could stable block us. Red could stable block us, but I don't think they should. So I think we're just getting away with absolute nonsense, but we'll find out. Um, but yeah, Red Offense 15 is pretty hot. Pretty hot. There is a mild argument that I should not be fencing 15. I should only fence 14 because Beer Tap does look like how we're going to feed through the end game. But I'm not ready to feed that way through the end game, so whatever. This game's falling nicely, yes. For over the board, it's fine to play games just a couple times a year. Also, yeah, I mean, I agree with that too. Uh, the fact that if like somebody in your group owns Black Forest and we're only gonna touch Black Forest once or twice a year, I think that's totally a fine pace to enjoy and play Black Forest. Um, I often am searching for the next game that I want to play hundreds of times. Like that's what really excites me in gaming is like finding a thing that I love and diving deep on it. But also, yeah, like it's totally fine just to have games that you enjoy playing with friends a couple of times a year. I have plenty of those too. So, um, yeah. Looping up. You've been collecting all the UA games. You brought Black Forest last week and unboxed it. You're excited to play it with your group. You kind of want to play Glass Road with them first to explore the evolution of the wheel mechanic. I still didn't try Arc Nova. I've still not tried Arc Nova. I should eventually. I definitely eventually need to. I'm fully aware that I need to give it an actual chance, and I still owe Gonzo an actual stream of it. Uh, but yeah, I still haven't got there. Uh, Anyhow, I really like Glass Road, but I actually really like Glass Road's action selection system with the cards, but that's a lot more controversial. The action selection with cards is like adds a level of like kind of outguessing and doublethink to games. It is not the like strategic, skillful type gameplay that is present in most of Ue's other stuff, or at least most of his big box Euros that are kind of beloved. But I actually really appreciate the Glass Road, that system. The resource wheel itself is pretty cool, but anyhow, you're fine just going straight to Black Forest. Otherwise, too, it's really okay. But yeah, I personally I think I like Glass Road more, but Black Forest was pretty cool too. So anyhow, yeah, this Reno fence, getting to build a clay room here after doing our Carter, like, yeah, this whole game, we've basically been on Plan A for a long time, right? Like, I said my ideal round one was to, like, get these ox down and plow, and then play Brewery Pond and use Brewery Pond and build the first room and then grow first. And then the dream was to get a bunch of grain fields, which that happened. The only thing that didn't work is we got denied 3 stone. But then, like, I got to ock the Carter into 3 reed, 5 clay, 3 wood. The wood has worked out just correctly that then I could do 4 wood into Reno fence into build the room. Now I get to grow with special food. Uh, Like it's rolling really well. Um, I do need to kind of achieve to fill out the farm here. I need to get one more plow. I need to take veggies. I need to take animals. But the good news is my opponents have one collective field. They do at least have some stables to hold animals. They have a decent amount of wood collectively, but it's not great. I mean, purple's gonna start tax collecting wood and then manservant. Like purple has a cool combo going up, but this feels pretty winning for us. But we'll see. Anyhow, looping into chat, you've played Agricola 100 plus times over the board and play Agricola 1,000 plus. Arc Nova is quickly closing the gap with via BGA. Over the board's also very good for Arc. Yeah, a lot of people love Arc. If 4, you play Agricola. If 3, you play Arc. That's great. Uh, Thanks so much for chatting, by the way. Welcome to stream. Appreciate the chatting. I'm aware that a lot of people love Arc Nova. I should actually give it a chance, but you enjoy Revive and Nucleum from newer games a lot. You've played those like 10 plus times over the board. I saw Nucleum at a convention this past week. Last weekend was Madison's game convention, and I saw Nucleum being played. It did look intriguing. I've heard a little bit about Revive. But yeah, I tend to be slightly behind the newest games because my group doesn't really buy a lot of like the newest stuff all that often. But I'm definitely intrigued currently about exploring some stuff a little more. So we'll see how it goes. Anyhow, yeah, this is get the special food down. The reed pod doesn't really do enough at the moment to be important. I'd love to take 2 sheep on the wheel and just get them breeding. I'm not that interested in single pig or single cow. I'd love them to get to 2 so I can take them next round. Taking a veg is a pretty solid action. Teal is first action in plowing, which is totally justifiable. But yeah, I don't think my opponents are going to get enough fields to have good field or crop scores, which really like when people talk about point ceiling in Agricola, like, okay, great, purple achieved point ceiling by getting a bunch of majors. I've essentially achieved point ceiling in a late growth game by just making sure I have fields. Like, I have enough fields that I can actually get field points, and I can actually get crop points by multiplying my crops by sowing them. All of my opponents are going to struggle to actually get field and crop points because they don't have fields and they don't have places to multiply their crops. So that's kind of the cool stuff going on for us here. But 6 food. Oh, we don't need 6 food. Wait, I was supposed to take 6 food fishing. I had to grow. But was there 6 food on fishing though? Yeah, 6 food on fishing is a reasonable action, but whatever. I mean, our food is gonna look a little sketch, except I truly actually do plan to feed via beer tap. Now, in order to feed via beer tap, I do need to actually pick up another wood and then play beer tap, but to be honest, we kind of have too many actions. Only a 2-point special food, by the way. You know, you dream for more, but we don't need more than a 2-point minor. 2 points on this is already pretty incredible. So, are we winning yet? Yes, we are. Just playing a game where you have knave and you built your room on A1 every goddamn time. You gotta remember your cards. Yeah, you can't take a knave if you can't remember. You have to rank that card lower for yourself solely for that reason. Yeah. It could be worth playing Timber Shingle for the wood. Yeah, I think we might be running Timber Shingle Maker. I agree. It's not out of the question that we're running Timber Shingle Maker this game. It looks reasonably likely that I could get 3 stone next round, then pick up like a Reedstone food and eventually do a Reno with Timber Shingle Maker and some extra wood. But we'll see. We have plenty to do is the good news. Like there's plenty to do. So I'm really not running out of points anytime that soon. I'm just saying like we might eventually start having actions to throw away. But yeah, we certainly don't yet. Teal's currently start player and re-upped start, and now they're taking pig because boar spear. I think that means I get 2 cows next round, hopefully. That'd be pretty dreamy. I'm going to just take veggie here. Get this veg action out of the way. This is pretty necessary eventually, so Taking the reed action in order to get my wood for beer tap is also kind of tempting, but reed stone food is also kind of tempting, but only if I get 3 stone. I do think 3 stone's relatively gettable next round. Wait, is stone oven still available? Wait a sec, stone oven is still available? Maybe we're not renovating. Why am I not just taking 3 stone and building a stone oven in order to feed? That's also pretty justifiable, but we'll figure this out. Same with basket carrier, easy to forget about it. You have to lower it. Yeah. But anyhow, so Zach, we're pretty likely winning this game. You'll note that we already have a lot of points in a late growth game. You'll also notice that it's a late growth game where we grew first and fifth, and we have a farm. So it feels winning. We don't have off board really. We did get to play special food for 2 bonus points, but we have a -1 on brewery ponds, so we have a whopping 1 point off board. But since when does off-board points actually matter in a late growth game when you have a super pretty farm? And my claim is that they don't. So, yeah. This seems so over? Correct. I'm pretty sure it is. Pretty confident it is. We have the most actions. We have the best farm. Yeah. We'll see. You would be on autopilot at the moment if were you watching Netflix. Correct. I'm very on autopilot, to be clear. You've broken your bad habit on forgetting harvests once. You're okay with the basket carrier ebonist, but you still forget the knave. That's fair. It's hard to remember everything. I feel like Revised actually doesn't have enough layout cards, so like it kind of makes sense that you're not used to checking your layout, right? We have field fences, we have knave. Uh, there's very few other cards that care about your arrangement, right? I guess like technically Domestician Expert, but like I fully cow did get taken. Boo. Boo for the cow getting taken. Wait a second. The cow getting taken means you can't even breed your sheep. Boo. Extra boo. Oh, you had to eat animals anyhow? You're just gonna eat that cow? You're just gonna eat that cow. You took that as a food action, you jerk. Boo. That's my bet. I'm not sure that's true, but Field Doctor cares about layout? Yeah, that's fair. Everyone forgets about layout for the one where fences on the edge are free. Oh, yeah. Meadow. Meadow also cares about layout. Okay, so there are some layout cards in Revised. I feel like there could still be a few more layout cards in Revised. Layout is, I feel like, a slightly underused card thing, especially from Ue. Ue doesn't really do them. Many of the cards that do care about layouts are from Play Agricola designers, right? Both Meadow and Knave are Play Agricola stuff. But anyhow, I feel like because I played a lot of original, I feel like I was a little more in tuned to layout. There were some other cards that cared about layouts, so I feel like I've built the habit to think about layout when I'm building. But we've all made our mistakes. It happens. Cow Patty, yeah, Cow Patty cares about layout. Good point. This is another Play Agricola though. You want the card that gives more spaces on the farm? Yeah, yeah. Briar Hedge. It's not Meadow. Sorry, you're right. It's Briar Hedge in Revised. It's Meadow in original. I still go back and forth in some of these. Plowso flips. I mean, I would take Plowso, but presumably Teal takes Plowso. Sadly, my opponents did not leave me with my dream of getting 2 cows or 2 pigs, but I will just open 3 stone. 3 stones so I can build a stone oven is still very makes the feeding easy. I don't have to worry about the beer tap. In the real dream world, I take 3 stone, then 3 stone again, then reedstone food, and then reno a stone oven. We just ignore the timber shingle maker then, but we'll see what we get offered. We can't expect both 3 stones, can we? I don't know. Anyhow, Plusso, it's all good. Plusso gets taken. I eventually do need one more plow. I could plow right now, but I don't think plow is better than 3 stone. I think I'll get one more plow, especially with cultivation already flipping. So, I could also start player furrows or reed ponds. I could start player furrows or reed pond in order to get like grow next round or get plow sow, but Anyhow, I'm gonna prioritize this for now. But 3 stone, 3 stone, 4 wood, RSF, timber shingle would be fun. Yeah, we'll see what's happening. I'm playing this game very on autopilot from here. Purple's the closest opponent to us. Like red and teal are so obviously out of it. We expected red and teal to be out of it because just based on their rating. But like you just look at their current points, they both have 3 family members. You look at their resources, and it's just like neither of these players are actually gonna get anywhere close. Like we're gonna easily hit mid 40s. These players are not cracking 40. Like we're just not concerned. The only person to be concerned about is purple. Purple does have enough wood for good fences. I did just give them plow, but they only have 3 family members. They're only at 10 points. Their food is only okay. Yeah, actually, it's pretty good. That manservant gives them a lot. But I just don't think I'm particularly worried here either. I mean, this slurry might eventually do stuff for purple. Purple does like want to fence and then take another cow, and then they have slurry stuff, but like they barely have the actions to get their farm together. So like purple maybe hits 40, but it's just yeah, this game just seems so very over. Wow, we might get 3 stone back. The only thing about taking 3 stone again is like teal could just at any day finally actually build a stone oven. I don't know what they've taken all this stone for. Um, this loops back into why I was annoyed that teal took 3 stone so much earlier from us. Like they took 3 stone and they've just not used it. But they do plow. I will take 3 more stone. I don't know that I get a stone oven off of this. It's not guaranteed I get a stone oven off this, but there's still a BMW or a joinery or a pottery. They're all available. Yeah, I like. This is one of those games that is just working so ideally. I got to kind of zig when everybody else zagged, right? Like all my opponents were worried about kind of stone and improvements and feeding during the mid game. I got to worry about plowing and taking wood for fences. Now in the late game, when they're all scrambling to build their farms, I already have my farm together, and I get to just take all the like stone and then worry about improvements. It's pretty sweet when games line up like that. My animals are going to be a bit rough because, yeah, my opponents are just taking animals to feed with. Uh, Purple is going to fence here and then take a cow. Purple should be fencing big. I assume they will. But anyhow, we'll see. So much for the Knave game. You rounded to a quitter in round 7. Damn. Sorry to hear that. Again, it sucks. I mean, I'm still expecting Red to quit, right? Like, honestly, I don't think that, like, I don't know. When is Red quitting this game, right? Like, will they quit this game? Who knows? I mean, again, they don't quit that many games, but they do quit. So what triggers them? We'll find out, right? Like, maybe something comes up, but we'll see. I would love to take Reedstone food, and I'm gonna be allowed to. That's pretty dreamy. Yeah, honestly, Reedstone food and just renovate stone oven. Ooh, plumber. Plumber's kind of a cute little thing here. I don't know that you have the actions for it, but I'm just going to quietly, yeah, take. Well, maybe it's not quietly. I will just happily take Reedstone food and just I will happily just reno stone oven before anything happens. But red is not the player you have red thumbed on your table. Oh, to be clear, I'm also pretty aware that teal has bad rep, right? Teal's rep is also not good. Like teal is also a quitter. So to be fair, teal could also quit at any time. We did not really expect this game to end. Ooh, Manger. That's why we had 2 extra wood. I forgot about Manger. Okay. Purple's kind of caught up in score pretty fast. I'm still not that concerned because they have only 6 actions left, and I'm about to reno a stone oven. But they did start player in my face, which is pretty rude. Ooh, I'm not renoing a stone oven. I'm probably just taking single cow then. Probably I take single cow here, right? Reno baseboards, yeah, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Although if you're gonna play baseboards, you should have played it before growing. Yeah, it's a weird order, but whatever. You'd lock up Stone Oven. All of his quits are at least 30 minutes in. I'm aware. I looked all this up at the start of the stream. Um, Teal can plumber Stone Oven Redo. I'm aware of that. I am aware of that. But I'm a greedy son of a gun, right? Like, do I need Stone Oven? I kind of need Stone Oven. I do kind of need Stone Oven. Alright. Maybe I do just need Stone Oven and I should just build it and I can worry about Reno later. I just do them as separate actions, which is kind of lame, but also, yeah, it's just like... Going last next round's kind of bad for me, by the way. I maybe should have not been on such autopilot. Purple putting me in last is rude. Alright, I am gonna actually just build Stone Oven though. Makes feeding so much easier. So bake is pretty open action for us. Nobody else really wants to so bake either, so Stone Oven allows me to so bake next round and then just be super fed without having to muck around with this beer tap thing. And then yeah, we just have Renovate available. Maybe I still wind up doing Timber Shingle Maker, right? Timber Shingle Maker could then come on the team still. I sort of want to Timber Shingle Maker just because like I never used the card otherwise. So it's kind of fun to actually have it as an option for once. There's very low renovate pressure because Teal's tried to plumber, so the reno spaces themselves are pretty open too. Three actions for 4 points sounds inefficient, though? Oh, it is. That's why Timber Shingle Maker's not that good. To be clear. Also, wait, it's only 2 actions for 4 points. I'm already renovated anyhow. The reno action doesn't count. No, 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 no. It's 2 actions for 4 points. I play Timber Shingle Maker and I take wood. Timber Shingle Maker is totally justifiable here, actually. It's 2 actions for 4 points. That's very acceptable. Red takes the cows. That's a slight bummer. Am I getting? I get plow sow or 2 pigs though. I mean that's a fine outcome. The 2 pigs looks pretty important actually. Letting purple have 2 pigs. I mean, God, letting purple have plow sow is crazy. Teal's taking plow sow though, right? 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 Teal's plow sowing. Yeah, Teal's plow sowing. I take the pigs. Timber Shingle is better here since I have Furniture Maker. Correct. I'm also very aware of that. Sorry, I got distracted there by actual humans that are, texting me. It's crazy. All right, I'm taking 2 pigs. Taking 2 pigs. If I wheel start player, I probably will start for Plauso. Starting for Plauso. Well, that's not so bake though. Huh. Interesting. Maybe I just am not getting my last field because I'm being too flippant about it. That could be possible. It could be that I'm just being too flippant about my last field. So bake looks really good. Yeah, maybe my round is just so bake and timber shingle maker plus take wood. That seems pretty justifiable, actually. You don't believe in humans as a computer is incorrect. How dare other human beings? No, I have people coming over in like an hour and a half, and so I was just confirming with everybody that they're showing up. But yeah, I should end this stream soon and actually shower and tidy up slightly. Not that I need to tidy up much, but I do need to do just 1 or 2 things before people come over. Um, but yeah, it'll be good. Looking forward to just gaming with friends in a bit. I don't get so bake. Red takes so bake because reasons, and those reasons are they've so failed to set up good food. They need to so bake with their clay oven. Plus, oh no, it's really bake fence. No, they've tricked me. They've managed to bake fence. This is what happens, by the way, when you go into autopilot. You stop paying attention to your opponents, and then you don't realize what's happening. Two sheep unlock sheepkeeper. Yeah, so I could take two sheep and then play sheepkeeper, but that's two. Well, that's also two actions for 4 points. Fair enough. Two actions for 4 points is solid. Nice to have options. It is nice to have options. It's nice to have options. I'm gonna just start player though now, right? Now I start player. I start player furrows, plant a veg, and then I open plowstone next round. Yeah, that's just happening. I'm just going first and plowstone. Do have to watch out to get reno blocked. Just have to be alert for that, but it's not actually a concern yet. How am I feeding at the end here, by the way? I guess I do kind of need... I kind of need to reno beer tap, actually, in order to feed in the final round. So yeah, I really would like to get 3 wood, and then pay 2 food for timber shingle maker, so I can reno beer tap after plow sowing. And then hopefully I can like take a cow on the wheel, and it's a pretty good finish. Yeah, that all sounds pretty legit. I could still do the sheepkeeper thing, but I think the sheepkeeper. Well, no, I can't do the sheepkeeper thing because I've waited too long and red correctly takes sheep. Okay, yeah. So it looks like we're doing the timber shingle thing. I take 3 wood. I play timber shingle maker. I eat 1 raw grain to get through this harvest. Then I plow sow. I reno beer tap. Seems legit. Seems pretty good. Seems pretty good. There goes the pottery. Finally using up some of that stone. It's totally fine. Nobody played Master Huntsman, right? So sad. Poor Master Huntsman. Just. Also, all my opponents kind of had food issues, and none of them played Master Huntsman. It's a sad day. It's a sad day, y'all. People neglected the Master Huntsman. Woodcraft food. Oh my god, we don't have to eat a raw grain. I forgot the power of woodcraft. Oh my gosh. How did I forget the power of woodcraft? Probably because I went into autopilot and I've stopped paying attention to my moves, but Aaron probably has the Master Huntsman. Yeah, I would agree that Aaron has the Master Huntsman. And then just didn't play it because wound up just playing the fireplace before we could get it played. Yeah, actually, that seems justifiable enough. Yeah, that actually feels justifiable enough for Aaron. Aaron's food was okay. Got to play a fireplace before they could play Master Huntsman because there was early Ock pressure. Yeah, that's actually totally fine. Alright, we continue to chug along on just winning the game, you know, that little thing. Timber Shingle Maker pretty good. I don't even know that I actually need to play Beer Tap, by the way. I've been talking about Renoing Beer Tap, but do I need Beer Tap, or do I just have enough raw grain? Like, I'm about to plow sow 3 grain fields. Is 3 grain fields not enough raw grain for us? It might just be enough raw grain that we don't even care about the Beer Tap, but maybe we care about the Beer Tap. The Beer Tap makes the food definitely easier, but I don't know that it matters. Currently, we can't get blocked on Reno. I don't expect to even have to worry about Red trying to renovate. I don't expect to worry about Teal trying to renovate. Teal's going to renovate with Plumber, so, like, it's fine. This poor Wooden Hut Extender. I mean, Wooden Hut Extender, you can't know that you're going to run into stuff. Also, poor Shovel Bearer. No, 10 food Shovel Bearer, but only 10 food Shovel Bearer because we've taken awkward clay actions. Red's game is really suffering due to no fields, but otherwise Red has pretty good animals and made fences. So kudos to them on that front. But yeah, I mean Red's gonna hit mid 30s. Teal's gonna Teal's gonna struggle to hit 30. Also, I'm just waiting for somebody to quit, but ideally they don't. But this like thinking for quite a while. Did we finally quit? Did we finally realize that we're just guaranteed fourth no matter what we do? It's possible. It's possible we realize that. I took start player. They're just doomed. It'll be kind of sad if we get a quitter this late, but that's fine. We have two new people that we can red thumb, so we never run into them. Neither of these players should be allowed to actually play Agricola, in my opinion. Like, you're not allowed to quit Agricola games this late. But oh no, they're paying. They're paying. They're doing it. They're just being slow. I might be lying. Maybe they're not going to quit. They're both getting red thumbs from me no matter what. I don't want to run into them again. Not when you have this many late quits, right? Like you're just do not get to quit Agricola games. You don't get to quit Agricola games a half hour plus into them and then just assume that I'm gonna be okay playing with you. I guess this guy doesn't quit Agricola games that often. Only has one Agricola quit, but the Agricola quit was pretty far along. I don't know. I'll look again in a sec. Anyhow, I should confirm my stuff, but before I blab about everybody else's. This is only 5 minutes in. Maybe this player doesn't need a red thumb. Does this player need a red thumb, or is this just a player that doesn't notice games starting? If Simone just doesn't notice games starting, yeah, 3 minutes in, they don't actually need a red thumb from me. This looks more like a player that just doesn't notice games starting. That bothers me less. Simone is the one you have red thumbed. Interesting. I mean, based on their recent record, I actually don't care. If they don't quit this game, I'm probably not red thumbing them. I am giving Red a red thumb. I don't want to run into Red. Red has too many quits on their record. Like, if you're quitting 30 plus minutes into games multiple times, I'm not playing with you. But he quit a game 90 minutes in. Interested. I mean, I certainly believe it, but his current his current quits on his profile from the last 60 days don't actually include examples of that. So I'm mildly hope. God, do these types of people actually learn? I don't know. Like, part of me is like, oh, I should just give him a chance, but I don't know. Anyhow, how many points are we actually scoring? We're at 35. I open with a plow for 2 points. That's 37. I sow a veg to 38. I sow a bunch of grain. That's not actually points. We're at 38. I renovate is a 8 point reno that takes us to 46. I have two remaining actions. A cow would take us to 48. Grow would be a 3 point action, but I don't expect to get grow back. I do kind of expect to get the cow back, right? I'm gonna open plow sow. Aaron's probably growing or plowing. Red should be growing or plowing. Teal doesn't really have a reason to take a cow yet. They don't have fences, so I think I get cow back. Um, but this Plaso is definitely correct. Even if I don't actually get points for the grain might just be a crap ton of food. Also, this gives me my final barrow pusher. Which, by the way, barrow pusher, pretty legit this game. I don't know if this was the right layout. Oh, Lumen's not here to yell at me for my sewing, but I'm sure this is not the most aesthetic sewing arrangement, but oh well. You don't really enjoy it. Oh, no, that's totally fine. It's totally fine for you. Like, it doesn't have to sound harsh. Like, you're allowed to red thumb and not want to play those players. Um, Now, with that said, like, if you're willing, like, my opinion is if you're playing arena games, you have to accept that you're going to wind up in wild games. If you want to control for the quality of your opponents, I think you just should not be in arena. Now, is that kind of dumb? Arena is supposed to be like the competitive environment. It probably should have control. It just doesn't have controls. It's not set up to control for that. It's just like BGA's system is not set up to care. Wow, we get grow back. I don't get cow back because Aaron took cow. Wait, what? Okay, okay. I'll grow. I accept. Yeah, I don't understand, but I accept. You have a silver filter, so that usually blocks them. Yeah, that's fair. It often works. You're welcome to do that, but like, anyhow, everybody can do what they want. You're fine to block who you want. You can try to use the system however you want. Um, I choose not to block people for their skill level, and I accept that I'm playing arena and gonna wind up with randos. But everybody can use the system differently. What is Aaron doing? Aaron has taken a cow and now he's taking reedstone food. Grain. What? What is this? We're trying to sow with our next action because we're out of points? Except we don't have a pig. Why are we not taking a pig? What the hell is reedstone food? Oh, reedstone food is half timbered house. Reedstone food is half timbered house. We're taking reedstone food and playing half timbered house, but why? Why are we doing that over taking a pig? And why are we? Why did we? Why did we not grow? Why did we take the cow? I don't understand. Anyhow, veggie was one of my point actions, but pig is a point, sheep is a point. I plan to reno, obviously, with a beer tap. I guess I could take 2 clay to reno a fireplace. Well, we have a loam pit. I really dislike playing Shovel Baron then. I can't. I guess the Loam Pit was going to come out very late because we didn't have Ox to play, but Shovel Baron, not as good as Loam Pit. uh, anyhow. Um, yeah, I take a pig, and this makes me hit 50. Also, Aaron doesn't get a pig, and so it makes my delta against second place that much larger. I still can't be Reno blocked. Cool. Cow is for slurry, right? Oh, the cow was for slurry, and then the reedstone food grain is a grain for slurry. Oh, yeah. They didn't have a. Okay. The cows for slurry. I forgot about their stupid slurry. Okay. No, their actions kind of make sense. I might have greeted the. I might have greeted the pig before taking reedstone food for half timbered house, but uh, okay, no, their finish makes more sense. I forgot freaking Slurry. Okay. So they're breeding 1 point to 38. They're sowing for 2 points. They hit 40 and they have one action left. Okay. I think the bigger question is why didn't they take a cow earlier, though, right? So the thing I don't think that I like is they could have taken a single cow in round 12 and that way had Slurry available, but then they started for growth. I guess taking Plowsow is less good when you have Slurry. But yeah, I don't know. It's fine. I don't know if they've min-maxed this ending, but also it doesn't matter. Like again, this game was pretty locked up. Like it looked pretty safe for Aaron to get second by doing a lot of different things, and Aaron was never getting first over me. So like whatever. This ending is fine. It's all fine. Anyhow, we wind up with a really nice game. Everything kind of just worked this game. We got to do pretty much what we wanted. I mean, in an earlier growth game, maybe it goes even better, but like it's kind of hard to be too sad about. Like we thought our hand was mild. Like we thought our hand was merely okay. Uh, and I do think that's still mostly correct. I think our hand was merely okay, but things broke just very well for us. We got to do pretty much exactly what we wanted throughout this entire game, and we got to make good use out of a lot of different cards here. We actually played most of our cards, right? The only thing left in our hand is Sheepkeeper, Breeder Buyer, and Reed Pond. Like, that's pretty good. To, in a late growth game, to successfully have this many cards played that it did enough for us and still have the time to just make a really good farm is great. Again, Sundial was huge. Sundial multiplying all of our crops by this much is really massive. Um, Yeah, it's just really big. But yeah, we had some really cool breaks. Got some great stuff. Navigated things well enough. But yeah, just got to take the actions we wanted. And yeah, it's a late growth game, and we have the prettiest farm by and the prettiest farm is pretty much what's winning it for us. Like we did not need we this whole renovate to stone and timber shingle stuff not even necessary to get the win, right? We could completely ignore the 8 points from our renovate and we still have the win. Um, we still are just safely winning because we just we did the whole farming thing. We had fields and crops and pastures and animals. Um, Late growth, you really got to get those farming points in. It's just so efficient. It usually generates a bunch of food. We partly win this game because our food was so good, but yeah, this was a cool one. Like a lot of our cards pitched in help here. This barrel pusher gave us a bit of food and clay that was necessary. The brewery pod was huge, gave us a bunch of wood and grain that we needed. Brewery pod has given us all of this grain. All of these points and all of this food that we're using our grain for has all come from Brewery Pod. Brewery Pod definitely MVP. No shocker there. Brewery Pod's one of the best miners that it's unbanned. Furniture Maker generated a bunch of wood for us. That was very good. Sundial saved us actions. That was incredible. Carter was 10 food or something. That was pretty huge for fueling our mid game. The profit was awesome for getting that reno fence in during the mid game. We got to fence 15 and renovate in like round 9 or whatever, round 10 maybe. 2 point special food. Special food pretty much always is like just 2 points. The no animal thing can occasionally be tough, but that was cool. Actually getting to use Timber Shingle Maker was cool though. I'm glad that we actually got to use Timber Shingle. I need 6 food, so may as well pay 3 grain to beer tap. I could easily do the 4 grain to 9 food option, but whatever. I I'll keep as much extra grain as I can. Not that it matters. But yeah, we're gonna hit a big 50. So stuck behind ads. Dang. Yeah, good game, good game. We'll talk more in a sec. You'll be there. Why play card? Waste tiebreaker. What if we lose now? I played card because I'm on autopilot and I didn't count if I actually needed the beer tap to feed. Um, I could have just ate a crap ton of raw grain, right? But if I didn't play beer tap, I had to eat 8 grain. I actually ate 3 grain, right? So I was at 10. I was at 16 grain. Oh no, you're right. I didn't have to play beer tap. I could have ate 8 raw grain. I had exactly enough raw grain that I could have saved. I could have saved the tiebreaker. You're correct. You're correct. I didn't min max it. 8 raw grain was the perfect amount. I had it. You're right. Anyhow, the fence tempo was the best part and the fields. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, the fence tempo was really awesome. I agree, but also the field tempo was huge this game too. As I claimed as I was plowing the fields, like we saw no plow help in the draft, and indeed there was the shifting cultivator, but none of our opponents had good enough food to run shifting cultivator. I didn't know about hand plow, but hand plow is literally the only plow help that was played this game. The only other way to get plow was to just actually take the physical actions, and so like there just were not enough plows for everybody to plow enough. So getting those plows out of the way early, but also like I mean, it's not just that we got those plows out of the way early. We got to use them to multiply our crops, and multiplying our crops is part of how we fed so efficiently through the late game. So it's really cool when that works out. It can be hard. It can be hard to justify finding time to plow and getting crops on the ground by the end of stage 2. But if you're able to, I often think it leads to pretty strong games. It's part of why I love doing it with Childless, right? I think Childless often should be building their room and then plowing pretty belligerently and then sowing their crops at the end of stage 2. Or by stage 3. Sowing crops by stage 3 is still pretty powerful. But yeah, anyhow, that worked really well. So now my tiebreak strats aren't going to be as high and I'm losing street cred. That's fine. It's all good. You didn't want ads anymore. Yeah, hey, thanks so much for the sub. I really do appreciate it. And yeah, the best part of subbing to anybody's Twitch channel is not getting ads. That really is that really is the best part. I apologize to everybody that does watch ads on my stream, although I only mildly apologize. That's part of how I get a minor little paycheck from Twitch. So I also slightly appreciate the ad money. Not that I'm streaming for the money, truly, but I don't. It's not sad when Twitch sends me a little bit of money here and there. But anyhow, yeah. Thanks so much for the sub. Thanks for the game. Sorry, apologies. For pulling the bad seat position, right? But very nice game. Yeah, this one just went really smoothly. This whole game went pretty much exactly according to plan. Things just broke really nicely, but it's a little bit of luck, a little bit of skill, right? But it is what it is. Yeah, it's Agricola. Nicely done on you, at least. That Cotter was insane. Uh, yeah, it's Carter. Carter's slightly different, but anyhow, yes, the Carter was insane. Carter getting to take the reed stack, then the clay stack, then the wind stack was that round was literally the dream. That's when I basically declared the game over. Uh, well, I guess it was the round after that I basically declared the game over. But that round, when I realized that I was getting my reed and clay to build my clay room, and then I got the wood, knowing that I would get to open 4 wood, reno fence, and then the fact that teal started for me so I could just build and then grow, that's pretty much when I said the game was completely over. I'm like, oh, okay, I have 4 fields with a ton of crops. I get to reno fence and build a clay room after taking an insane pile of resources and a bunch of food, and I just get to grow in round 11 without starting for it. It's like, okay, yeah, the game just broke so stupidly well there. But you maybe went too hard on the stone house strat. Yeah, I was somewhat wondering that, but like it feels kind of reasonable for you, right? Like you have a tax collector and a manservant. I don't I don't know that you're supposed to do anything else. I do think the half timbered house is only meh, but you were kind of running out of points, so like I think it was fine to play half timbered house when you did. Um, God, are you supposed to not play the well so you have better reno tempo? I don't know if that really works either. Um, I will say this was a tough draft to find good cards in. Like the miners were pretty good, and indeed your miners are pretty good, right? Major is pretty good when your fed's big. Slurry's great. Half timbered can be pretty good. My brewery pond is great. Special food is great. Sundial's pretty good. Sundial's great with this hand. It's not always Sundial's not always good, but anyhow, the miners were pretty good. But the Ock packs were pretty rough, right? So um, I think it was kind of hard to find value in the draft. Like I did get kind of fortunate here that like so many of my cards worked together and I had the value. I also had the better draft spot, right? I mean, I got to take slightly better stuff than you repeatedly. So there is that too. But anyhow, given that there's like so little value in the draft, like I think you kind of have to lean into whatever value you have. The value you wound up drafting was tax collector manservant, so I don't think it's crazy to lean into it. Um, but yeah, I mean, the only real question is like, was there a way to get it going slightly faster? Because you did only get 4 procs out of each. Like, could you get slightly more? I genuinely don't know that you really could though, because the growth queue is so tough here. So that's the only thing I would have thought about. But you put the other 2 Stonehouse cards with the paper knife. Yeah, I worked that out later. If you pulled one of those, you probably don't build a well. I see. Okay. Your first pack was terrible. You first picked seasonal. Oh wow. Well, that's a little sad. The loam pit didn't make its way to you. Although the stone weir also didn't make its way to my brewery pond. Not that it was an early growth game, so it didn't matter. If it was early growth game and I had been past, if I had been past the stone weir with my first pick brewery pond, whew, that would be hot. Um, First pick seasonal worker though, yeah, dang. I mean, honestly, all of the Ock packs were like pretty rough. The Ock packs were pretty rough. The draft was not particularly friendly. Uh, yeah, hey, thanks for hanging out and talking. I really appreciate it. Super appreciate the sub. Appreciate everybody that hangs out and talks. As I was saying, I've been streaming some slightly different games over the last several days, and the Seven Wonders and Five Tribes streams were a bit lonely, so I do appreciate the other stuff. I don't hate. I don't hate first picking Pickler just as a 4 Woodok. I don't hate having a 4 Woodok, but oh, also wait a second. No, no, no. Pickler actually is the pick for you. Wait a sec. No, you're supposed to pick Pickler. Um, the pack was bad enough. You just hope to spike a combo. You did. I would. I consider. You considered it strongly. I would super take Pickler. You have Slurry, right? This works, isn't it? During scoring. Yeah. No. This is an easy Slurry Pickler. You get to sow after the final phase of the harvest, so you like super win Pickler. Well, wait, this is no, wait, no, you don't. Oh, sorry, God, I'm mixing us up with Gardening Head Official. Pickler is most veg. Sorry, no, 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 I'm lying to you. I still would just take Pickler as a 4 wood card, but it's not as sick as I have been saying because I'm mixing up cards in my head by not reading them. Um, Yeah, I don't like going for day labor combos, but it's because they like never work for me. I think it's okay to take seasonal here. I like I don't again I mean my Carter turned great. Carter does not always turn that great. I like Carter. I don't mind Site Manager, but it's fair enough to first pick seasonal worker here. Second picking tax collector is a little wild. I got you're just leaning into the the manservant coming back, which is fair enough. I I like Master Huntsman even though I passed it twice. Master Huntsman with Slurry feels a little bit better. Master Huntsman makes it pretty easy to get to 2 pigs, which makes it that much little bit easier to make Slurry get going. But I guess how much do we care about Slurry? It's deeply unclear. Yeah, fair enough. It's deeply unclear. God, this draft was rough. There was not a lot in this draft. The card quality is rough. Yeah, God, this pack, yeah, this pack was so rough too. This pack was just nothing. The miners are totally fine. There's lots of miners, but wow, the Ox are bad. The Ox are so bad. Oh, the poor Master Huntsman. Just nobody took the Master Huntsman. So sad. Yeah. Anyhow, the draft's just rough. It's hard to do much with these cards. These cards are not good. So, oh well. Speaking of the cards aren't good, I am just curious. Did our opponents actually get to take good cards? You just arrived, judging by the stream lag. Second game. Nah, just reviewing the game. Sorry. Yeah, I'm about to end the stream. Okay, our opponents did get to start with Wooden Hut Extender Loam Pit. That's certainly better cards than what I started with. Well, no, I started with Brewery Pond. No, I can't knock my head too much. I started with Brewery Pond. Brewery Pond, very good. Brewery Pond, very good. I did get to start with a Brewery Pond. I can't complain too much. Yeah, first pick Retail Dealer, but I mean, the pack is bad. First pick Retail Dealer, totally fine. First pick Carpenter's Axe is wrong. First pick Carpenter's Axe, though, is wrong. Uh, there are better miners than Carpenter's Axe. People like Carpenter's Axe too much. It's not that good. Carpenter's Axe is fine, but it's just paying 5 wood for 4 stables is not really that good of a deal. It's it you and it has weird tempo. Okay, but I think a lot of weak and mediocre players get way too excited by Carpenter's Axe and miss better stuff. But again, that makes enough sense too. It's fine. Anyhow, thanks everyone for hanging out, chatting. It's been good. I do have friends coming over in about an hour, so I should get ready. Although here I go. I'm about to stream 1 7 Wonders just because I feel like it. But um, I'm gonna stream 1 7 Wonders, and then yeah, I'm gonna head off and get going. Uh, yeah. Yeah. Easy B side here for Seven Wonders. Easy B side. Looks like we have quite a few sciencey based wonders. I'm gonna play economy here. It's a 3-player season. It is a 3-player season of Seven Wonders. I like 3-player Seven Wonders quite a bit, so I've been having fun just playing Seven Wonders on the side. Uh, Games are pretty lightning fast. Science doesn't look like that great of a strat here. The science cards are all clumped together, so we're gonna just play economy. Looks like our opponents are trying to play science hard though, so that's great. We'll let them fight over science while we just build economy and see where things go. Yeah, they're leading into science. I mean, their Halicarnassus leading into science is totally justifiable for them. I'm gonna just keep playing economy. I'm gonna start playing some military cards in a sec here. Uh, Oof. Okay, I'm kind of tempted to play Scriptorium. The only reason I'm tempted to play Scriptorium is this player is definitely going to play Apothecary, and then the real question is like, is well, no, okay. This player's gonna make sure Scriptorium doesn't go in the discard pile. I'm allowed to play a science card here. Okay. That's good. That's good. It doesn't really matter which one I play then. I guess I played the right one because now they can't play that one. I play a second military card here, or I just play a second ore. No, actually, I play second ore. Second ore, make sure I can always build this wonder stage later. Totally fine just to continue getting the economy locked down. Just in time for some Seven Wonders. Indeed. Hey, welcome. Yeah, you can yell at my incorrect plays. Uh, Now I think I'm actually pretty good at Seven Wonders, but I do suspect I don't have it all down. Is this buyer pointed at me? This buyer is pointed at me. No, clockwise neighbor. No, that buyer's pointed over here. That's less good. I'm gonna bury the other buyer. Yeah, I'm gonna bury the other buyer and just build my wonder here. All right, tie on military. That's fine. It's okay. I'm a very good Seven Wonder player. Looks very correct. Thanks. No, to be clear, I know I'm pretty good. My rating's pretty up there. To be clear, I think I'm not as good as the absolute top players. I don't think I've done quite enough time studying the exact. I don't. I still don't quite know the exact payments of various things. I still do a lot by intuition. Just build a military card. Definitely build a military card with them clumped like this. This is a little annoying, actually. Oh yeah, okay. Definitely build this. Caravanassery gets built. Okay, that's fine. Here I take money or I stash a science card. I maybe should stash a science card. Continue to make science just totally miserable. The problem is on the wheel, I'm also going to have like nothing I really want to play out of this pack. I guess I can afford to play. I could afford to play the loom on the wheel. The loom's okay. Am I actually worried about my opponent's science game? Not really that worried about my opponent's science game, but also I can just make sure I'm never worried about it. Let's go with never worry about it. Just hide another tablet from them. That seems like a not great play from them. Okay. Here, this is harder, because now I don't like my options. I don't like that. Should be worried, because they have green and they're second at red. Okay. Well, I'm not sad about what I've done. The thing I'm worried about is they can play the next red card. Do I have to play Quarry here just so I can play the triple stone red card? That part is unclear to me. This is a weird position. I'm gonna do that, but I don't know if that's correct. Oh, they didn't play a red card anyhow. Yes, play the Quarry. I mean, it turns out that was what my instinct was. I'm going to just play this now. Okay, I play this. Next pack, I'm probably am playing a freaking Loom. Oh, wait, I can just play a Vineyard instead. I'd rather just take lots of money rather than playing a Loom, and then we'll just build our Wonder. And we hide this. And we don't give money to Science Dude who's broke. Don't give money to Science Dude who's broke. I have good instincts. I must have pretty good instincts because yeah, I do have pretty good things. This is perfect because baby, yes, the military break is great. I agree. The military break looks great. Military is so important in 3 player, so I feel really good about that. Um, I am gonna have to pay for. I'm gonna have to pay for some manufactured goods in the next stage, but I have lots of money to afford it. My opponents, some of them might have to pay. Well, my opponents might not have to pay me that much. They're gonna do a lot of chaining and stuff. But this looks pretty promising, and I just need to find good points. Speaking of good points, this pack doesn't really have them except for a very expensive Philosopher's Guild, but it's like a 8 point Philosopher's Guild, and the other cards are not that good. But I'm paying 6 coins for it, which is kind of gross. I don't love that, but I really don't feel that I need to play a military card with any priority. I guess the Haven is pretty good for me too. I'm gonna pay out the slot for the Philo Guild, but I don't like this. I'm handing all of my coins to green? I don't know about this. Haven is very good, but on the wheel. Yes, Haven is going to be good, but you agree about on the wheel. Okay, cool. This pack is good. I'm just going to play Arena. Arena, I need to play fast too. I need to give myself time, but Arena seems fine here. Builders Guild is okay. Workers Guild is less okay. All right, we're just paying our money away again. Continue to pay green. I think that's correct. They're playing a military card. That's not ideal. I play a military card now. I don't want to be tied with them. I really don't want them to beat me. Sure. Our Philo Guild continues to pay off. That part's great. Between these two, I don't care. Yeah, I don't care. Haven instead of military there, in your opinion? Because I could get past this, and now I'm sad because I could just play this if I needed to, but now I just have to sell. Yeah, that might have been right. I'm still gonna lose to the freaking. I'm still gonna lose to Halicarnassus science game. Yeah, I might just be losing to Hallie science game still. Yeah, they get to pull a 6 pointer here. They're up to like 60. I only get to like 58. Yeah, damn it. Dang it. Still lose. Yeah. Wow, no, I got last here. Shit. Yeah, God. Okay, I thought this was going better than that, but yeah, I messed up. That was not good. Not good. Uh, I mean, kudos to my opponents for hitting 61. They played reasonable games. I did have to pay more for my cards than I wanted to. Yeah, not good. Babylon not doing any science screwed me a bit. That part is true. They did not help me in the deny science game at like hardly at all. So them not denying science did not do me favors. With that said, I fed them enough coins that you know they actually got the win. So, uh, I mean, yeah, I paid them a lot in this age, and that did help them actually get the win. Yeah, I needed to play that Haven. I needed to play the Haven out of that pack. I don't know that that actually gets me the win, but maybe it's enough. If I play the Haven and I assume that other side or military card does come back to me, that might be enough to shift the game here. But oh well. You think the Decorators Guild instead of the Arena? I could have played for second. Where's the fun? No, that's no good. I agree. Gives me plus 2 points. That's only sort of true. I had to pay 2 coins for Decorators, right? So like, it gives me plus 2 points, except yeah. Arena's gonna wheel. Oh, Arena is gonna wheel with these players, though. Okay, good point. Good point. That one was too fast. You're right. You're right. Arena wheels because neither of my opponents want to play it yet. Okay, yeah, that one's bad. That was bad. I am okay. I am supposed to play Decorators. Yeah, good call. Good call. Decorators Guild's definitely better. Not enough to win against Hallie. Yeah, I think you're right that I needed to. I think the big mistake was I needed to play Haven. I needed to play Haven and then hope the military came back. Even if the military doesn't come back, who cares? I can afford to lose a military battle if that's what it comes to. But I had to keep greeting points. I had to keep greeting points. Okay, yeah, I messed that one up. That was bad. Well, there went a lot of elo, but that's how it goes. It's fine. I did not actually play that one that sharply, so I liked some of my moves, but I did not like some of my others, so it's fine. Okay. Anyhow, that was our fun little seven wonders at the end of the stream. I am gonna head off, but thanks for the chats, thanks for the pointers. Gave it 6 points, red is 5, so it was a 1 point difference. Well, yes, but the difference is if I remembered better, right? I got a red card last that I threw away, right? So the difference is like if I play Haven, I can still play military card as my final action instead of selling. That's the big difference. Um, the big like I mean maybe that's not what happens then. Maybe my opponent like doesn't pass me a red card, but like yeah. The big difference in playing Haven is like there's a scenario where my last card play actually becomes meaningful instead of a sell action, and that's where I actually gain value by playing Haven potentially. But anyhow, yeah, thanks for hanging out, guys. Thanks for chatting. I'm glad people are enjoying streams. But yeah, I should get ready to play games in real life and all that. So thanks all. It's been good. I'll see people around later.